Welcome to Square One Module 8. In this module, we're going to talk all about exercise and rest, two components of health that go hand in hand. In Western nations, we don't get enough exercise and we don't get enough rest. I know that sounds contradictory. If we're not exercising a lot, then we must be resting a lot, right? Wrong. If you look at the way we're living in westernized, industrialized countries, we are too sedentary. We're seated for most of our lives. We sit down to eat breakfast, we sit to travel to work, we sit at work, most of us, we sit on the way home from work, we sit down to eat lunch and dinner, and then we sit in front of the TV or the computer until we go to bed. The populations around the world with much lower rates of cancer are also much more active. Movement is life. You need to move. You need to be in motion. When you're in motion, you are circulating your blood and lymphatic system. But if you're sedentary all day, your heart rate is going to be low. Your heart is not going to beat as many times, which means your blood is not going to circulate throughout your body as many times as it would if you were active throughout the day. The first principle of exercise is you just need to move more. Cultures that move more have better health. And I want to get you excited about exercise and movement, so I'm going to start with a few studies that will show you how incredible exercise is for cancer prevention and healing. Truth is simple. Diet and exercise are key components of health. Eating an organic, whole food, plant-based diet and moving your body are the two most important things you should do first before you spend a bunch of money on supplements and alternative therapies. So you need to move more every day. And the latest research has shown that movement throughout the day is actually more beneficial than going to the gym for 30 minutes or an hour once a day. So this may involve tweaking your routine so that you can move more. Some easy examples to start with: walk or bike to work. If you drive to work, park at the far end of the parking lot, which will force you to walk a little more every day. Do the same thing when you go to the grocery store or go shopping. It's funny how people will circle the lot for 5 minutes just to get a parking space close to the door. Parking at the back of the lot not only gets you more exercise, but it also protects your car from scratches and dings, so that's a pro tip. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Now, if you work on the 100th floor in a high-rise building, then you may only want to take the stairs halfway. I'm kidding. But why not take the stairs up a few flights and then take the elevator the rest of the way? Being sedentary for hours at a time is now considered so unhealthy that experts now believe that sitting is the new smoking. Here's the remedy. Set a reminder on your phone, and every hour or so, get up from your desk and take a lap around the office for 5 minutes. Walk around the building, go up and down a few flights of stairs, whatever. This will increase your blood and lymph circulation and clear your head. Another option is a stand-up desk. So you can order a stand-up desk converter kit on Amazon, which is a platform that you put on top of your normal desk. And you can set your laptop or your mouse and keyboard on it and work standing up some of the time. That's what I do. They also sell adjustable desks now that you can easily raise and lower to work sitting down or standing up. Even better is a treadmill desk. Some of you may have seen my interview with Dr. Michael Greger. He walks 16 miles a day working from his treadmill desk. There are companies that sell treadmill desks, but you can also just buy a used treadmill somewhere and then add a platform or a shelf to it for your computer or laptop. Just be creative and come up with some ways that you can incorporate more movement into your workday. You need increased movement throughout the day, and you need deliberate exercise. Moderate aerobic exercise 6 days a week, like walking, short runs, bike riding, yoga, dancing, karate, wrestling, jumping on a rebounder or a trampoline, whatever you enjoy. Exercise boosts your T-cell production and improves your immune function. It increases oxygenation of your tissues, it improves the function of antioxidant enzymes, and it triggers the release of endorphins that make you feel good. Exercise also combats the loss of muscle tissue and bone mass. So if you're a cancer patient or elderly, exercise will keep your muscles and bones strong. The best way to prevent osteoporosis, weak bones, is not by taking calcium. You don't need more calcium. You need to stress your bones. You've heard the expression, use it or lose it, right? Well, one of the reasons that older people get brittle bones is because they stop doing physical work. They become less physically active. Lifting heavy weight sends signals to your body to strengthen your muscles and bones. Whatever is heavy for you is a good weight to lift. Some of the best weightlifting exercises are the deadlift, which is lifting weights straight off the ground on a bar, the bench press, the overhead press, the row, and the squat or the leg press. These are simple weight training movements you can do on a machine in any gym. And if you're not accustomed to going to the gym, it's okay. There are trainers there that can help you. Just tell them you want to do a few sets of heavy weight, heavy enough that you can only do around 5 reps. And they will help you find the appropriate weight so you don't injure yourself. When you exercise, you're sending signals to your body to live, to get healthier and stronger, and increased circulation speeds up the healing process. So you need increased circulation, not just blood circulation, which provides oxygen and nutrients to your body, but lymphatic circulation, which carries metabolic waste away from your tissues. Diet and exercise affect your genes. They literally turn your good genes on and your bad genes off. There's a famous Finnish study done on twins. And this study showed that exercise reduced mortality, that's death, by 66% on the twins that exercised versus the twin counterparts that didn't. Genetics had nothing to do with it. It was all about their lifestyle choices. There's another well-known study which found that breast cancer patients who walked 30 minutes a day and ate 5 or more servings of fruits and vegetables per day had half the risk of recurrence after 9 years compared to patients who didn't exercise as much or eat as many fruits and vegetables. Repeat, 30 minutes of walking a day and 5 or more servings of fruits and vegetables resulted in a 50% decreased risk of cancer recurrence after 9 years. That's incredible. Anybody can do that. You can do that. In a 2014 study of over 4,600 Swedish men with early stage prostate cancer, the men who walked or biked every day for 20 minutes or more had a 30% decreased risk of dying from prostate cancer and a 30% lower risk of dying from any other cause compared to the men who were less active. Another 2014 study published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology found that colon cancer patients who exercised 7 hours a week or more, that's about an hour a day, were 31% less likely to die from any cause than those who didn't exercise at all. The study also found that patients who averaged 5 hours of TV watching per day were 22% more likely to die than those who watched less than 2 hours of TV per day. Kill your television before it kills you. Now, the best exercise for your immune system is rebounding. That's jumping up and down on a trampoline. If you don't know what a rebounder is, it's a small one-person trampoline, but big trampolines are fine too. I made a video about this years ago that you can watch at chrisbeatcancer.com/rebounding. Rebounding is the best way to move your lymphatic system. Anyone can do it, and you can do it for a long time without getting tired because it only requires a gentle bouncing motion where your feet don't even leave the mat. Your lymphatic system is a series of one-way valves, and it only moves when you move. That's why movement is so important to detoxification, because your lymph system doesn't have a pump like your cardiovascular system. So when you're sedentary, it's not moving very much. But when you're walking, when you're doing physical work, when you're picking things up, when you're putting things down, every muscle contraction in your body moves your lymphatic system. even breathing. And deep breathing moves your lymph system more than shallow breathing. So moving your lymph is key. If you have cancer or you want to prevent it, you need to create daily habits that keep you in motion. And you need 30 to 60 minutes a day of deliberate aerobic exercise. But it doesn't have to be in one block. You can break it up any way you want. You could rebound 10 to 20 minutes in the morning, 10 to 20 minutes around lunchtime if you're home, and another 10 to 20 minutes in the evening, and another 10 to 20 minutes before bed. Do it while you're watching TV instead of sitting on the couch. Just gently bounce on the rebounder. I love to take my rebounder outside and do it in the fresh air and sunshine when the weather's nice. The brand I've used since 2004 is called Rebound Air. It was founded by Al Carter, the pioneer of rebounding back in the 1970s. If you don't have a rebounder or if you can't afford one, just walk. Walk for 10 to 20 minutes, 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, and try to incorporate some light running if you can. Run a little bit and walk a little bit, or ride your bike, join a fitness class, do yoga, Zumba, jazzercise, any kind of activity where you're moving your body, increasing your heart rate, sweating, and breathing hard is wonderful. There are no rules here. You just need to find something you enjoy and do it every day. This also includes swimming, but stay away from chlorinated pools. Chlorine is toxic, but if you can find a saltwater pool to swim in, or the ocean, or a clean lake or river, that would be preferable. Now, there can be too much of a good thing. Extreme exercise can produce excess amounts of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which can suppress your immune function and increase your risk of infections or illnesses like cold, flu, etc. Running for 2.5 hours straight drops your natural killer cell count by about 50%. This is why marathon runners are 6 times more likely to become ill after a race because of the immunosuppression. Extreme exercise creates excessive catabolic stress, which means more free radicals and more cell damage. It depletes your antioxidants, suppresses your immunity, and breaks down muscle tissue. So take it easy. Don't start bodybuilding. Now, I've been doing CrossFit type exercise for over 5 years, but for a cancer patient, that may be too extreme in the beginning. Strength training can be good, but if you're competitive and you push yourself too hard, you'll end up in a depleted, drained, and overtrained state. Getting a little bit sore is okay from time to time, but don't get so sore that you can barely move the next day. That may be counterproductive. If you're trying to heal cancer, you don't want to divert your body's energy to repairing strained and stressed muscles when it needs to be focused on breaking down tumors. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Again, if you're moving every day, if you're running, doing yoga and walking, rebounding, doing all these wonderful things, and you're in motion throughout the day, that's ideal. Beyond that, if you want to go to the gym a few times a week to lift weights, it should be fine. Just keep in mind, extreme exercise can suppress your immune system for up to 72 hours after an intense, long workout. So don't overdo it. Just be consistent and keep moving your body. Like I said before, movement is life. Exercise switches on cancer protective genes and switches off cancer promoting genes. Exercise improves your immune function and it improves your mood. Studies have shown that exercise works as well or better than some antidepressant drugs. Exercise is so good for you. You need to do it every day. Now let's talk about the flip side, which is rest. You need a lot of rest and you need good quality sleep because sleep deprivation suppresses your immune system. And you need a strong immune system to get well and stay well. Your diet, exercise, and sleep habits are critical to having a strong immune system. While you're sleeping, your body produces hormones that help fight infections. A study at Carnegie Mellon University found that healthy men and women who slept less than 7 hours a night were 3 times more likely to develop cold symptoms after they were exposed to a cold-causing virus when compared to people who slept 8 hours or more. Most people need 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. And you need to go to bed earlier. Think about our ancestors. Our ancestors often went to sleep a few hours after sundown, and they slept less in the summer and more in the winter. They were in harmony with nature. They were in tune with the cycle of the sun. When the sun rises, the light sends signals to your body to wake up. And when the sun sets, the darkness, the absence of light, sends signals to your body that it's time to sleep. But the problem is, we live in a modern electrified world, and we keep the lights on and the TV on late into the night, and we keep ourselves awake when we should be sleeping. There are some people, especially type A people, who become workaholics and only sleep 4 to 6 hours a night because they are so determined to accomplish things. Granted, you will accomplish a lot more working 18 to 20 hours a day, but you may die very young or get sick very early in life, and then you'll realize it wasn't worth it. Whoever came up with the analogy of burning the candle at both ends was a genius. You need good quality sleep, 8 to 10 hours. There was a Japanese study of 24,000 women ages 40 to 79, and they found that the women who slept less than 6 hours a night were more likely to develop breast cancer than the women who slept longer. The 2011 Nurses' Health Study from Harvard also found an increased risk of breast cancer for women who didn't get enough sleep. And a 2010 study at Case Western found an increased risk of colon cancer for people who slept less than 6 hours a night. Even interrupted sleep can make cancer aggressive and feed its growth. There was a study done in 2014 at the University of Chicago where they took a group of mice and interrupted their sleep every couple minutes throughout the night. The tumors on those mice grew twice as large as the tumors on the mice who slept normally without interruption. And this was after only 4 weeks of interrupted sleep for the mice. Keep in mind, mice have a much shorter lifespan, so 4 weeks to a mouse is a couple years to a human. Your tumors aren't going to double in 4 weeks if you don't get good sleep, but if you sleep poorly for years, it could make you more vulnerable to cancer. Interrupted sleep causes immunosuppression. If you're a light sleeper and things are waking you up in the night, you need to make some changes to get better sleep. One solution for that is a sound machine. It's a white noise machine that sounds like a fan. We actually use an air purifier in our bedroom to clean the air and for the white noise. I also have an app on my cell phone called Sleep Pillow that I use when I travel. You need 8 to 10 hours of quality, uninterrupted sleep, and you need to go to sleep within a few hours of sundown. This is going to take some getting used to because if you're used to going to sleep at midnight, it's going to be hard to fall asleep at 9 or 10 p.m. But eventually your body will get into a new routine where you can fall asleep quickly and earlier. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. has been identified as a critical period to recharge your internal systems like your adrenals. So getting into bed around 8 or 9 and falling asleep before 10 would be ideal. Earlier is fine too. Next, you need to sleep in total darkness because light in your bedroom at night can interfere with one of the most powerful anti-cancer hormones in your body, melatonin. Melatonin is an antioxidant 5 times more powerful than vitamin C, and it increases the effectiveness of killer immune cells that fight off foreign invaders and cancer cells. Melatonin also increases the activity of superoxide dismutase and glutathione, which are antioxidants and detoxifiers of your body. Melatonin promotes cancer cell death in many different types of cancer cells. And tumor growth is restrained by the nighttime surge of melatonin in your body. So you need the naturally produced melatonin that happens in your body when you sleep in total darkness. If you're wondering about melatonin supplements, I have yet to see research that indicates that a melatonin supplement at night has the same anti-cancer effect as naturally occurring melatonin in the body. Here are some simple steps to improve the quality of your sleep. First, you need to black out your windows. If you've got a lot of light coming in your bedroom windows, cover them with blinds or curtains. If money's tight, cover them with garbage bags. Don't use night lights, and definitely don't sleep with the TV on. If you have an alarm clock, you might want to turn it and face it against the wall or cover it up if it's really bright. Now, there's one catch. If the sun normally wakes you up, then blacking out your windows will prevent that, so you will need to set an alarm. I normally wake up naturally without an alarm, but when I need to wake up extra early to catch a flight or whatever, then I use a sunrise alarm clock. It gets brighter and brighter gradually, like the sunrise, and it wakes you up in a really nice, gentle way, as opposed to the awful, stress-inducing alarm clock buzzer or radio blaring. So I recommend you invest in a sunrise alarm clock. Just look for the brand with the best reviews on Amazon. Now let's circle back to melatonin for a second, because there are a few other things that interfere with melatonin production in your body. One of them is stress. If you have a lot of worries, fears, and anxieties, they will keep you up, and they will wake you up and prevent you from getting good, rejuvenative sleep. You have to stop worrying about the future. I devoted an entire module to help you identify and eliminate the stress in your life. That was Module 6. Hopefully you watched it. Nighttime exercise also interferes with your body's ability to produce melatonin. So if you exercise at 4 or 5 p.m., you're fine. But if you exercise too late in the night, it can interfere with your ability to fall asleep and your ability to produce melatonin. Caffeine, tobacco, and alcohol also interfere with melatonin production, and there are over 700 brand name and generic drugs that are known to interact with melatonin. Over 700! So if you're taking any drug, whether it's prescription or over the counter, it's probably affecting your melatonin production. If you're having trouble sleeping at night and you're taking any type of medication, that may be the reason why. I'm not a doctor, this is not medical advice, but I think it's wise to get off prescription medication because most prescription drugs can only alleviate symptoms and can cause many additional problems in your body over time. But you don't want to stop taking something that's keeping your heart beating, so talk to your doctor before getting off any prescription medication. Next, take naps. Naps are an awesome way to recharge your brain and your body. Some of the healthiest people groups around the world with the longest lifespans are also nap takers. So let's follow their example and take more naps as often as you feel like it. You have permission to take a nap. You're not being lazy. There's nothing wrong with you. It's a healthy practice. Whether it's 15 minutes or 45 minutes or 2 hours, everybody's different. Just take more naps every day if you need to. The final component in rest is taking a day of rest, taking 1 day a week off. This is a biblical principle that goes back to Genesis. God rested on the 7th day after creating the earth. Why did God take a day of rest? Does God need rest? No, He took a day of rest as an example to us, to show us that it was important. This is a biblical principle, and it's one of the 10 commandments, right up there with do not commit murder. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall work, and the 7th day is a day of rest to the Lord, and you shall not do any work. That's straight from Exodus 20. The Seventh-day Adventists in Loma Linda, California are the longest living Americans. The Adventist men live 7 years longer than the average Californian man, and they take a day of rest every week. They're serious about it. Their Sabbath is on a Saturday like the Orthodox Jews. You need a Sabbath day. It could be on Saturday, it could be Sunday. If you're a hairdresser, it could be Monday. You just need 1 day per week where you don't work, where you make yourself rest. I know this is really hard for some people, especially if you're type A, but your body and your mind need rest. You just have to do this. 1 day a week, do as little as possible. Don't think about work. Don't talk about work. Don't check your email. Stay off the internet if it's work related, and just try to be at peace. Try to have some peace and quiet. If you're a believer, go to church, spend time with family and friends, take a nap. That's our Sunday routine, and we love it. Taking a day of rest is an important component of health and healing. Do not ignore this advice. Okay, so let's recap. You need to be in motion every day, which means you may need to change your daily routine, whether that means working at a stand-up desk, walking or biking to work, parking farther away, taking the stairs, or all of the above. Anything you can do to move more each day is great. This also means spending less time being sedentary, watching TV or surfing the internet, and more time doing physical activities like walking, riding your bike, yoga, basketball, an exercise class, or a trip to the gym. Shoot for 30 minutes a day of deliberate exercise in addition to increased movement throughout the day. But don't overdo it because extreme exercise can interfere with the healing process. Don't start training for a marathon or the Ironman. Don't start bodybuilding. Just keep it light and frequent. And also make sure you're getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night in total darkness. Set the temperature of your house or bedroom a little cooler because we tend to sleep better in cooler temperatures around 68 degrees. If you get too hot or too cold in the night, you're going to wake up more. So you've got to get that perfect temperature balance figured out. Your bedroom needs to be like a cave, cool, quiet, and dark. You can also use a sleep mask over your eyes, and to mask disturbing noises, things that go bump in the night, buy a sound machine or use an app on your phone, or best case, invest in an air purifier with an audible fan. And remember to take a day of rest. 1 day a week, don't work, just rest. Let your body repair and regenerate and heal. I want to close this module with a verse from Isaiah 40:31. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall walk and not be weary. They shall run and not faint. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Griffith, and today's date is September 10th, 2017. And I was diagnosed with nodular sclerosis Hodgkin's lymphoma February 8th of 2017. Before I was formally diagnosed, I ended up at the urgent care due to the symptoms that I was having. And while I was there, the doctor determined that I had a huge mass in my chest, and she recommended that that either gets removed or biopsied to see if it was cancerous. And so I went to the surgeon. The surgeon opted to remove the mass and then biopsy it. So that's when I got my formal diagnosis. And he also recommended me to an oncologist, which I did go to. But thankfully, before I went to that oncologist, I was able to come across Chris Work's 20 questions to ask an oncologist, as well as the Square One protocol. So I was able to go into the oncologist a bit more prepared. I asked as many of the questions as I could before she aggressively escorted me out. But that was good. It turned out to be just what I needed, because it made it very clear what I wasn't going to do and what I was going to do. And so I decided to follow Chris Work's Square One protocol, and I followed it to the T to the best of my ability. And it took about 6 weeks for my cancer markers to come back, indicating that I was cancer-free. So I'm here today cancer-free, and I can give a lot of that credit, if not all of it, to some extent, to the Square One protocol. So I'm really grateful to Chris Work and to his team and all the effort and that's been put into just making a clear-cut, easy-to-follow protocol, because I really think it saved my life. So I just want to say thank you, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it, and I hope that it benefits many other people. Thanks.
My cousin Carol said, you've got to listen to this guy. He's got these modules. He's playing them for free every day. And, you know, you can always buy it later, but, you know, you got to listen to these modules that he's talking about, how he killed his cancer and all of these strategies for killing your own, you know, cancer. And so, of course, I was interested. And so I'd steal away from the family group and listen every night. He was doing one a night for, I don't remember how many days, but at least 10 days. And they were solid, packed, informative modules, and very well sourced. And that really matters to me. When I got the news that I had this cancer, I was already armed with a plan, and I was armed with hope. And I actually hardly felt scared. Like, I really was kind of at peace and kind of excited about getting started. And I feel like I'm going to be able to fix this.
Hey, it's Chris. I'm so excited that you decided to tune in to the Square One Encore Weekend, and I want to make sure you know what's happening. This weekend only, all 10 video modules are back online for you to watch for free. And I want to encourage you to watch as much as you can and take as many notes as possible, because the information in this program is powerful and can transform your life if you put it into practice. Square One has gotten thousands of rave reviews. If you haven't already, check out the comments below this video. There are many Square One owners and members who have shared stories of healing cancer using the same methods outlined in Square One. Now, the Encore weekend ends Sunday night at midnight. So if you want to own Square One forever, if you want to use it to change your life, and if you want to have it to share with people that you care about, then you should buy it to own. Here's what's included. You get all 10 video modules, either online or on DVD or both. You get downloadable audio modules to listen to on the go. You get the transcripts book, which has a topical index for quick searches. And you also get the Square One guidebook. The guidebook has the recipe guide, the supplement guide, the daily schedule, the healthy home guide with the list of all the non-toxic products we use in our home, makeup, body care, cleaning products, and more. The guidebook also has my Cancer Clinic Rolodex, which is a list of alternative and integrative doctors and clinics that I have confidence in. And it includes excerpts from my prayer journal from 2004 and 2005. So there's a ton of awesome stuff in the guidebook. You also get 3 bonuses. You get access to our private online support group where you can connect with other people who understand you, that will help you and support you on your healing journey. And you'll see the amazing healing testimonials that are coming in constantly. The Square One support group is just incredible. You also get access to 6 private live video Q&A calls for Square One members. Each Q&A is 2 hours long, and I'm usually able to get to every single question. Plus, I have a Q&A video archive in the members site, so all the Q&As I've done are in there. The third bonus is you get the Digital Buddy Pass. That's a bonus digital copy of Square One that you can give to someone you care about. They can download the videos, the MP3s, the transcripts book, the guidebook, the entire course. So you're basically getting 2 for the price of 1. If you buy Square One to own, you have 3 options: digital, physical, and the combo package. The digital package gives you online access to the Square One membership site where you can watch and download all the videos, the guidebook, the transcripts book, the whole course. The physical package gives you all 10 modules on DVD and printed copies of the Square One guidebook and transcripts book shipped to your door. And then the combo package gives you everything: online access to the entire program and the membership site, plus we ship you the DVD set and the 2 books. That's actually the best deal. And yes, all 3 packages include the bonuses: access to our awesome online support group, the 6 live Q&A calls for members, and a bonus digital copy to give to someone you care about. Now, this is important. The 50% off discount on all 3 packages has been extended through the Encore weekend. But on Monday morning, I'm turning in all the orders to be printed and shipped in one big batch so we don't keep anyone waiting. Doing it this way also saves a lot of money, and that's why the price is discounted right now. But Sunday night at midnight, the discount ends and the price will go back up. I put a 6-month satisfaction guarantee on this program because it takes time to change your life. It takes time to implement the nutrition and lifestyle changes that I lay out for you in Square One. You need to go through the modules multiple times. You need to spend time in the support group and get on the Q&A calls to get your questions answered. It takes time to restore your health. And I want to make sure you don't have any reservations about jumping on this. So if for any reason in the next 6 months you would like a refund, I will give you a refund. I just want to help you, and if I can't help you, I'll give you your money back. Sound good? I'm so glad you're watching the Encore weekend. Watch as much as you can, take as many notes as you can, and please take advantage of the 50% off right now because the price is going back up Sunday night at midnight. Okay, well, I think that pretty much covers it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.